India's growth story has actually been fairly sustainable. So are you seeing more foreign institutions coming back and taking another look? Or is it still pretty hard to go and convince somebody you should really invest in this country? There's a lot of growth.
I don't think there is a rush to invest in institutional investors in India today like there was in 2006-07 timeframe. That time it was you almost had to turn people away.
Yeah.
You had to turn people away, or your fund will grow too big for its own good. And there were stories after story where that has happened, where people had to turn investors away. That is definitely not happening in India, nor is it happening in US real estate, nor is it happening in European real estate. It's happening nowhere.
Yeah.
The one thing, however, that has changed as a general comment is that after having seen that you can lose money even in developed markets because your capital structure had 85% debt. So you can lose all your equity. So if you look at the performance of US or European real estate private equity funds of the same vintage, you are going to see anywhere between 0 to 3-4%. On a relative basis in India, you're going to see funds of the similar vintage be in the mid-teens.
Yeah, that's right.
Low to mid-teens.
They slowed down, but they
didn't go away. You're
right.
not get wiped out because
right.
by and large, Indian banks will not give you more than 50% of your cost as debt, even if you wanted it. So in a way, the Reserve Bank of India's sort of tight watching of the real estate sector and the amount of banks that are exposed to it has saved itself. Had that been levered more than it was, then I think you would have had problems. So most Indian real estate investments were under-levered to begin with. During the financial crisis, people paid off their debt, and if there was no final demand, they just said, I now own this unlevered, I can wait until the recovery comes, and the final demand is there. So a lot of those projects which were stalled have restarted, and the equity is intact. The land values actually have gone up. So in many cases, especially in Mumbai or parts of Delhi, the delay has worked to a great advantage to the investors because the land prices themselves have gone and doubled or tripled.
Yeah.
It's just that you can't just sell land.
It compensated for the time value.
You are compensated for the time value, but you're not allowed to just sell land as a foreign investor. So you have to build and sell. But the delay actually works to your advantage in growing cities.